Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let us chant one round of japa with Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine, Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine, Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavatyuttamaśloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for all session. Let us recite Bhagavad Gita Shloka. So we are supposed to recite a new Shloka. Today is Monday. So let me open a new window. So the last one that we memorized was 12:8. I'm pretty sure the next one will be 9. Because 8 to 12 are the most important. Well, they talk about 8 to 12, verses 8 to 12 talk about if one is, what is the highest form of devotional service, and then what is the least form and what are in between, right? So, for example, highest is if you're able to fix your mind and intelligence in the Supreme, that's the best. But if you're not able to do, then plan B, that is text 9. Like that, if you're not able to do that also, then there's a plan C. And if you're not able to do that also, then there's a plan D. So these are the verses 8 to 12 of chapter 12. So of these, we finished reading about chapter 8. I'm sorry, text 8. Chapter 12, text 8. We finished last week. What am I doing? Wait. I'm supposed to look at the Sloka book. Chapter 12. Yeah, 9. So we finished 8. Next one is text 9. So I'll just open it in Bhagavad Gita book. Yeah. Okay, please repeat after me. अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो माम् इच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो माम् इच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो माम् इच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. Dear Arjun, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. So now we'll start reciting the verse. Whoever needs to go first can raise your hand. Aditi Lata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Okay, go ahead.
Chittam samadhatum na sakshnoshi mai sthiram abhyasa yogena tato mam ichhaptum dhananjaya. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Arunita.
Ata chittam samudhatam na sanknoshi mai stiryam abhasya yuga tato mam ipvachtam dhananjaya. Translation. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
Hare Krishna. Madhava.
Utachittam samadhatum na saknosi maistaram abhyasa yogena tato mam ichhaptum dhananjaya. My dear Arjuna, owner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
Yes. Priyanka Haripriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Ata chittam samadhatum na saknoshi mai sthiram abhyasa yogena tato mam ichhaptum dhananjaya. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
Yeah, thank you. So, Inba, Inya, Jai Shri Mataji, Jai Ganesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
अतचित्तं समादातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो माम् इच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय. Translation. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
Prabhuji Mataji. Your parents are there, Inya?
No, Mataji.
Okay. Isha.
अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
Krishna Ashish.
अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
Rasapriya.
अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
Yeah. Narsimha Leela Chaitanya Prabhu, Suvarnangi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandas pranams, always Shri Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
अथ चित्तं समादातुं न शक्नोषि न स्थिरम् योगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय. Translation. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat pranam, Swami Sloka.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न काङ्क्षसे मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन
न शक्नोषि.
न सकाङ्क्षि मयि स्थिरम्
Not Shaknoshi. Shaknoshi. Shaknoshi means it's not possible. Yeah, na shaknoshi.
न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो माम् इच्छाप्तं धनञ्जय. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank
Mataji.
Yes. Go ahead.
Chittam samadhatam na shaknoshi.
Shaknoshi.
न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो माम् इच्छाप्तुम् Dhananjaya. Translation. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulated principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Suhrid is there? Okay, then we can come back to him later.
No, Mataji, he's not here.
He's not there. Okay. So Priyanka Mataji. Okay. Vindhyavali Mataji.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
My humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Ata chittam samadhatum na shaknosi mayi stiram. Adhyasa yogena tato mam ichhaptum dhananjaya. Hare Krishna. Purport by translation by Srila Prabhupada. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So, did everyone recite? If anyone has not recited, you can recite now. Okay, so let's start reading Srimad Bhagavatam. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 17. We finished Chapter 16 also. So what did we read in Chapter 16? You want to say? Go ahead. No, you don't want to say. Okay. All right. So Chapter 15 and 16 were about Lord Parashuram. So in Chapter 16, we saw, after we read about Lord Parashuram, how he was able to bring his father back to life. His father became one of the Saptarshis in that very millennium. And in the following millennium, Parashuram himself would be the one of the Saptarshis like that. Then in the same chapter, in chapter 16, we started reading about Gadhi's son, Vishwamitra. And then we read about Vishwamitra. We read that Vishwamitra had 101 sons. His 51st son is called Madhuchanda. And because he was the most famous one, the rest of his sons, the remaining 100, are called Madhuchandas. Because he's Madhuchanda, and the other sons are named after him, Madhuchandas. So like this, we are reading about the Chandravamsa. So in Chandravamsa comes King Gadhi, and King Gadhi's daughter Satyavati had Jamadagni, and Jamadagni's son was Parashuram. And King Gadhi had a son called Vishwamitra. So, of course, there we also see how the Kshatriya's son has Brahmanical tendencies, and Brahmana's son, Jamadagni's son, has Kshatriya tendencies. So that is also said. Then chapter 17 started. So in chapter 17, we read, so we are continuing with the lineage or the Chandravamsa, the dynasty, moon dynasty. So what happened when Vishwamitra had adopted one person called Shunashepa as his son. So the history of Shunashepa is, he is the same person whom Rohita purchased from his father, Ajigartha. Why? Because Rohita was to be sacrificed by his father Harishchandra to Varunadev, right? Varuna. And Rohita didn't want to be sacrificed. He wanted to live. So somehow he purchased this Shunashepa. But Shunashepa was a spiritually advanced person. So when he was to be sacrificed, he prayed to the demigods, and the demigods protected him because he was spiritually advanced. So that's how Harishchandra's condition was also fulfilled by offering Shunashepa in sacrifice. And at the same time, Shunashepa's life was also saved. He didn't have to actually give up his life. So this Shunashepa is called Devarata. Now Vishwamitra Muni, after adopting Shunashepa, asked his oldest 50 sons, or the 50 sons before Madhuchanda, he asked them to accept Shunashepa as their elder brother and to carry out his orders like you would carry out a superior's orders. So the older 50 sons did not accept Shunashepa as their elder son. Because of this disobedience, Vishwamitra Muni cursed them to become Mlechas. Now please tell me, what does a Mlecha mean? What did Srila Prabhupada say? Who's a Mlecha?
Those who don't follow Vedic principles.
One who does not follow the Vedic, the principles of Vedic culture. One who does not obey the principles of Vedic culture is called a Mlecha. So Vishwamitra Muni cursed the first 50 Madhuchandas to become Mlechas. Why? Because obeying your superiors is also a Vedic culture, right? Your father. They're disobeying, you just become Mlechas, like that. Seeing the older 50 being cursed by their father, and now the remaining 50, the 50 after Madhuchanda, they said, Father, we will accept whatever you ask us to do. We have no problem. Then Vishwamitra Muni said, you must obey Shunashepa. You must follow his, orders. Then they agreed. By this, Vishwamitra Muni was very pleased. And he said, because you satisfied me, because you are my worthy sons. Why you are my worthy sons? Because you are carrying out my order. I bless you that you also become fathers to sons. That means all of you will also have sons and you will become fathers. That was the benediction given by Vishwamitra Muni. So let's read now. Okay. So then we actually started reading about the descendants coming from. You're raising your hand in your, sorry. Were you raising your hand? You wanted to
No, Mataji. You said it.
Okay. So then, so then we started reading about the descendants of Pururava. Pururava had 6 sons from Urvashi. Anyone remembers the names of the 6 sons of Pururava Maharaj? Ayu, Shrutayu, Satyayu. Then Raya, Jaya, Vijaya. Okay, 6 sons. Ayu, Shrutayu, Satyayu, Raya, Jaya, Vijaya. Now we are reading about the descendants coming from Ayu. Okay. So, Ayu had a son called Nahusha, right? And then, and others also. Nahusha, Kshatravriddha, Raji, Rabha, and Anena. O Maharaj Parikshit, now hear about the dynasty of Kshatravriddha. Kshatravriddha's son was Suhotra, who had 3 sons named Kashya, Kusha, and Grit Samada. From Grit Samada came Shunaka, and from him came Shaunaka, the great saint, the best of those conversant with the Rig Veda. So, Ayu's descendant is Shaunaka. The son of Kashya. Now, who's Kashya? Another son of Ayu. So, Ayu had Ayu had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sons. Yes, Nahusha, Kshatravriddha, Raji, Rabha, and Anena. So, one second. So, previously we read, right? No, that was, sorry, we didn't read that. That was just summary. So, directly we started with Kshatravriddha. So, Ayus had 5 sons. Of that, we started reading about Kshatravriddha. And in Kshatravriddha's line, you get Kashya. Okay. So then from Kashya was Kashi. Okay. So we are coming down from Ayu to Kshatravriddha, and in that line is Kashya. Now text 4 is saying, son of Kashya is Kashi, his son is Rashtra, and Rashtra's son is Dirghatama. Dirghatama's son is Dhanvantari. Who is Dhanvantari? Same Dhanvantari, incarnation of the Lord. Yes. Anyone who remembers the name of Dhanvantari can be released from all disease. So Dhanvantari is coming in which line? Pururava's son Ayu and Ayu's son Kshatravriddha. And in that line, Dhanvantari is coming. Okay. The son of Dhanvantari was Ketuman, and his son was Bhimaratha. The son of Bhimaratha was Divodasa, and the son of Divodasa was Dyuman, also known as Pratardana. Dyuman was also known as, so these are the other names for Dyuman, Shatrujit, Vatsa, Ritadhvaja, and Kuvalayashva. From him were born Alarka and other sons. Okay. From Dyuman, Alarka was born. What is the significance of Alarka? He reigned the entire earth for 60,000 years, 66,000 years. Alarka. Nobody in the history of the earth planet ruled over the whole earth for 66,000 years. Nobody. So that's the significant speciality of Alarka. And he was still a young man. 66,000 years he was ruling as a young man. I think we have to start with 8. Let me see. No, 9. Okay. So 8 says, from Alarka came a son named Santati, and his son was Sunita. The son of Sunita was Niketana. The son of Niketana was Dharmaketu. The son of Dharmaketu was Satyaketu. So these are the kings coming after Alarka. So Alarka started where? Kashya. Right? Kashya. Kashya is the son of Pururava. Actually, Kashya is coming from Kshatravriddha's line. Kshatravriddha is the son of Pururava. And in that line we have Alarka. Okay. We also have Dhanvantari and now we have Alarka. So we'll read text 9 now. And then we saw kings after Alarka also. Santati, Sunita, Niketana, Dharmaketu, and Dharmaketu son Satyaketu. Now text 9. Who's supposed to read? Can you please help me? I didn't. Oh, Krishnashish. Okay. दृष्टकेतुस्ततस्तस्मात् सुकुमारः क्षितीश्वरः वीतिहोत्रोऽस्य भर्गोतो भार्गभूमिरभून्नृपा. Krishnashish.
O King Parikshit, from Satyaketu came a son named Drishtaketu, and from Drishtaketu came Sukumara, the emperor of the entire world. From Sukumara came a son named Vitihotra. From Vitihotra, Bharga, and from Bharga, Bhargabhumi.
Chandravamsa. We are reading about Chandravamsa. Okay. So we said from Dyuman, Alarka, and then after Alarka, there's kings. And in that line, now from Satyaketu, Drishtaketu was born. From Drishtaketu, Sukumara, the emperor of the entire world. Sukumara was the emperor of the entire world. From Sukumara, there's a son called Vitihotra, and from Vitihotra, Bharga, and from Bharga, Bhargabhumi. Okay, next. Text 10. Madhava, right? Iti me kashayo bhupaha क्षत्रवृद्धान्वयायिनः राभस्य रभसः पुत्रो गम्भीरश्चाक्रियस्ततः.
Omar says it. All these kings were descendants of Kasi, and they could also be called descendants of
Kshatravriddha.
Kshatravriddha. The son of Rabha was Ravasa, and from Ravasa came Gambhira. And from Gambhira came a son named Akriya.
Kriya. Yeah. So again, Pururava had 5 sons. One of them is Kshatravriddha. So we saw the descendants of Kshatravriddha. Amongst Kshatravriddha's descendants, there's Kashi, Kashya. And in that line, we saw Dhanvantari, Alarka, like that. Now the next son of Ayu. Actually, Pururava had 6 sons. So now we are reading about Ayu's sons. Ayu had 5 sons, not Pururava. Ayu had 5 sons. One of them is Kshatravriddha, whose descendants we saw. Now we are looking at the other son, Rabha. And these are the descendants of Rabha. Rabhasa, Gambhira, and Akriya. Rasapriya. Tadgotram Brahma Vijjagye Srinuvamsham Anena Saha Shuddhastatah Shuchistasmach Chitrakrid Dharmasaratihi.
The son of Akriya was known as Brahmavid. Okay. Now hear about the descendants of Anena. From Anena came a son named Sudha, and his wife and his son was Suti. The son of Suti was Dharmasarathi, also called Chitraka.
Yes. So we saw now Ayu's 5 sons, right? So we saw Kshatravriddha's descendants. We saw Rabha's descendants. Now we are going to see the descendants of Anena, another son of Ayu. From Anena came a son named Shuddha, and his son was Suchi. Anena's son is Shuddha, and Shuddha's son is Suchi. The son of Suchi was Dharmasarathi, also called Chitrakrit. So far we read about the descendants of 3 sons. So far 3 sons of Ayu. Totally he had 5. Okay. Next is Usha Mataji. Sorry. Usha Mataji. I'll read the Sanskrit. Tataha Shantarajojagye Kritakrityah Sa Atmavan Raje Pancha Shatannyasan Putranam Amitaujasam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams, all praise to Srila Prabhupada, all praise to the assembled devotees.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yes, Mataji.
From Chitrakarth was born son named Shantaraja, a self-realized soul who performed all kinds of Vedic ritualistic ceremonies and therefore did not beget any pregnancy. The sons of Raji were 500, all very powerful. Medha is not here, Mataji.
Oh. From Chitrakrit, still continuing, Anena's descendants, from Chitrakrit was born Shantaraja, who was a self-realized soul, performed all kinds of Vedic rituals, ceremonies, ritualistic ceremonies, and therefore did not beget any progeny. He performed all kinds of ritualistic ceremonies, and therefore he did not beget any progeny. What do you understand from that? Chitrakrit's son was Shantaraja. Shantaraja didn't have any sons. Why he didn't have any sons? He was a self-realized soul, right? But still he performed all kinds of Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. Isn't that an offense? Isn't that an offense? So when you don't know especially with bhakti, which offense is that? The last offense, right? Still having material attachments. Even though you hear about the glories of bhakti, still you maintain material attachments. That one, isn't it? Because that is an offense. After hearing the glories of the holy name, if you still feel that, oh, I should do this vrata, or I should do, if I don't do, then I will get, I will get a reaction. Or on one hand, you're doing bhakti, you're chanting Hare Krishna, and on the other hand, to be on the safe side, you are doing giving lot of charity. Okay? The idea is, oh, this charity will get me some punya. So the thing is, actually, this is the thing is, you are not seeing the value of bhakti. There is one offense, eighth offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna to be like one of the ritualistic practices. Yes? So ritualistic practices means like karma kanda. So you think performing karma kanda yagyas and chanting Hare Krishna. That is an offense to the holy name. That's an offense to Krishna to do like that. So you should have full faith in the holy name. Right? You should have full faith. Then you may question, but what about all these kings who are doing yagyas and all that? They were doing not for themselves, not because they didn't have faith in bhakti. They were doing it for the sake of their subjects who still didn't get faith in bhakti. So there is a qualification because karma kanda is also given by the shastras. Bhakti is also given by the shastras. Jnana is also given by the shastras. The point is, who is eligible for what? That has to be noted. Just like you can study in first grade, fifth grade, or 10th grade. But who will go to first grade, who will go to fifth grade, who will go to 10th grade? You have to see the eligibility. One who is eligible for 10th grade, if you put him in first grade, is that okay? No, it's not okay. Similarly, one whose intelligence is only up to first grade, if you put him in 10th grade, that is also not proper. He won't be able to perform well. He will just fail. So according to your qualification, you are put in different positions. So what is the qualification here for bhakti? For bhakti, the qualification is Shraddha. Shraddha, faith. That simply if I do bhakti, I don't have to do anything else. It's not required. Bhakti is self-sufficient. If I take full shelter of bhakti, if I do only bhakti, all my needs will be fulfilled. This type of faith, when one has determination, faith. The word is faith, not determination. When he has this type of faith in bhakti, then he is eligible to enter into pure devotional service. Then who is eligible to do karma kanda? You may ask. Who is eligible? Someone who has a lot of material desires. He wants opulence. He wants sense gratification. He wants to go to Swarga and enjoy, right? Someone who has, he wants to be world famous. He wants to be the president of a country. He wants to be a king. And someone has this type of material desires, intense material desires, is not fit to do pure devotional service. Is not fit. He has to purify his heart first. So he must still do karma. Doesn't say he has to do karma kanda. He has to do karma. Why? Because it is only through karma that you can gratify your senses. Then what about bhakti? Even if you have desires, bhakti, it does not matter. You can have material desires. It's not a disqualification for bhakti, provided you have faith. Because of your past samskaras, there may be some desires in your head, in your heart. But if you have faith in bhakti, those will be burnt up, right? Those desires, eventually they'll all go away. Prabhupada gives the example of the fan, right? You switch off the fan, means there is no more electricity flowing there. It is simply moving, but very soon it's going to come to a halt. That is the case of someone who enters into pure devotional service. Even if he has some desires, they will all be finished. Why? How? Because bhakti is so powerful. Even if you have material desires, it's okay. They will be removed very soon by the power of bhakti, like that. But if you don't have faith in bhakti and you have a lot of material desires, then what should you do? You have to do karma only. You have to do karma. If you don't have shraddha, then you have to do karma. Okay, so that's for karma. Then who is eligible to do jnana? For jnana, what is the requirement? You have to be completely detached. Detached. You must actually get detached means, basically it means your antahakarana shuddhi, right? Your heart should be purified of all material desires. Zero material desires. Then you are eligible for jnana. So then before you go, if you don't have purification of the heart, then what should you do? You should do nishkama karma yoga, and meanwhile start purifying your heart. And then when you get sufficient purification of heart, then you enter into jnana. So this is the qualification. So according to qualification, either one enters into jnana, bhakti, or karma. So now, so here, why this person, this king, he didn't have any sons. It is said that he's a self-realized soul. He understood that he's a self-realized soul, but still he was very much attached to performing so many ritualistic ceremonies. What is the need? Self-realized soul means you have transcended the material body, material identification. What is the need to perform so many ritualistic ceremonies if you are already What is that verse in Bhagavad Gita 252? Yadate moha kalilam buddhir vyatitarishyati tada gantasi nirvedam shrotavyasya shrutasya cha. One whose intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of a delusion, he becomes indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. That means he doesn't show any interest in the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies anymore. One who has realized that he is not this body, he is a spirit soul who is self-realized. Again, realization. Now we understand it by theory. We have not realized. There is jnana and there is vijnana. Vijnana means you actually realize it. It is experienced. How? Just like I'm seeing this phone with my eyes, right? That I'm seeing it. Like that, you are actually experiencing, directly experiencing that I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. Not just theoretically understanding and having faith that I am this body, I am this spirit soul. Not that much. Actually experiencing that I'm not this body. Now, someone is self-realized like that. Why would he engage in so many ritualistic activities? That's the point. It's one thing to do it to set example for others. But if you still have, you think that, oh, I'll do this also, like having your feet on two boats, right? I'll do this also, this also. Why? Right? Especially when you're doing it too much, right? Too much ritualistic activities. In fact, of course, here it is said, it is only said self-realized. It doesn't say he was a bhakta, devotee. In another case, we see someone who was actually a devotee of the Lord, but he was in, I forget, King Riga. Yeah, King Riga. He was overly giving charities. Why? That actually giving so much charity, that's another karmakanda process, right? So because of that, he actually had to go to hell. He was a devotee, but he went to hell. You may think how someone goes to hell by giving charity, right? You should get punya, you should go to swarga, because their offense happened. What was the offense? The offense was that he was a devotee of the Lord. He was a bhakta, but at the same time, being a devotee of the Lord, he called himself a devotee, but at the same time, he was overly engaged in giving charities. So that was an offense to the holy name. So therefore, he had to go to hell. Like that. We read that about this in Bhakti Sandarbha, about King Mriga. Dasharath Maharaj, I'm not sure, Aditi Lata Mataji. I'm not sure about that. But this example is given in Bhakti Sandarbha, what I'm quoting.
Yes, not in the negative term. I'm saying Dashrath Maharaj also did all this tapasya for getting a son. So
That's a different thing. For getting a son means it's the Supreme Lord. He's just becoming an instrument for the Lord's appearance. That's a different thing.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let us continue.
That's why always they say theory is not enough. Practical has to be.
Yeah.
That is the reason that, see, whatever elderly people say, they have practical experience. That's why we didn't, studying is not enough. You need to have practical experience. Practically, that is very important.
You have to hear from those who have experienced it.
Yes.
Those who have seen the truth can impart the knowledge unto you, it is said. Tattva darshinaha. Right? Jnaninas tattva.
Panditan Sambhadarsana. Is that right? No, not that one.
Advidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti tad jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. Right. So that's like you said, elders. So you approach a guru because he has realized it. And
Yeah.
you will serve him, and then you get So it's not just theoretical knowledge. He has experienced it, therefore he can reveal it to you. Yes,
So that's why everybody cannot be a guru, because
yes.
not everybody knows all the things. He's practically experienced.
Yes. And
That's
he's
right.
appointed by his guru who's coming in
Yeah.
the parampara.
Parampara.
So again, so let's get back to this Chitrakrit. Chitrakrit is coming in the line of I'm losing track of names here. One, Raj, Anena. Yes, Anena. Okay. So one of the sons of Ayu. Anena's son, Anena, descendant of Anena is Chitrakrit. Chitrakrit's son is Shanta Raja, a self-realized soul who performed all kinds of Vedic ritualistic ceremonies and therefore did not beget any progeny. That's why I was like, wow. And therefore, it doesn't say he performed all kinds of ritualistic ceremonies, but still did not get a progeny. That would have meant something else. But here it is saying he performed all kinds of ritualistic ceremonies, and therefore, because he performed so many ritualistic ceremonies, Vedic ritualistic ceremonies, he did not beget any son. Interesting. So now next, the sons of Raji were 500, all very powerful. Okay, sons of Raji, that's the next son of Ayu. He had 500 sons, all very powerful. Text 13. So Sonia Mataji. देवैरभ्यर्थितो दैत्यान् हत्वेन्द्रायाददाद्दिवम् इन्द्रस्तस्मै पुनर्दत्त्वा गृहीत्वा चरणौ रजेः आत्मानम् अर्पयामास प्रहरादाद्यरिशङ्कितः.
Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
On the request of the demigods,
Raji.
Raji killed the demons and thus returned the kingdom of heaven of Lord Indra. I'm trying to zoom in and zoom out, sorry. But Indra, fearing such demons as Prahlada, returned the kingdom of heaven to Raji and surrendered himself at Raji's lotus feet. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So Raji. So we're reading about Raji. I'm just saying, just making sure. Yes. So again, I'm just telling you, the sons of Ayu are Nahusha. We didn't read about Nahusha yet. Kshatravriddha. We read about the descendants of Kshatravriddha. Raji. Just now we read. Raji had 500 sons. Rabha. We read about Rabha also. And Anena. We read about Anena. Okay. So we read about Kshatravriddha and his descendants, Rabha and his descendants, Anena and his descendants, and now we are reading about Raji. Raji had 500 sons. So now the remaining is Nahusha. On the request of the demigods, Raji killed the demons and thus returned the kingdom of heaven to Lord Indra. So this Raji, who is the son of Ayu the son of Pururava. So this Raji defeated the demons and returned King Indra's kingdom, Lord Indra's heaven. But Indra, fearing such demons as Prahlada, returned the kingdom of heaven to Raji and surrendered himself at Raji's lotus feet. So Raji is an earthly king. He's a king on the earth. But he's so powerful, he defeated all the demons and gave Indra's kingdom back to him. But Indra was still afraid of the demons like Prahlad. And so he said, you keep this heaven. And he surrendered at the lotus feet of Raji. The feet
What
of
is the
Raji.
reason for that? What is the reason for that?
Because he was fearful of the,
Why he is fearful?
because they were so powerful. Prahlad Maharaj is very powerful, right? He's still on the Daitya side, although he's a Mahabhagavad devotee, he's still a king of the Daityas. So super powerful. So Indra being afraid of the Daityas like Prahlad,
I
he
was
surrendered
afraid.
to Raji. Okay, so we'll read the next one. So next is, so Usha Mataji read, Sonia Mataji read. So next will be Nilambari Mataji and then Narsimha Leela Chaitanya. पितर्युपरते पुत्रा याचमानाय नो ददुः त्रिविष्टपं महेन्द्राय यज्ञभागान् समाददुः. नीलांबरी माताजी.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada. Upon Raji's death, Indra begat Raji's son for the return of. Indra begged Raji's son for the return of the heavenly planet. They did not return it. However, although they agreed to return Indra's share in ritualistic ceremonies.
So
Purport also?
Yeah, you can
No.
read one. You can read 1 second. Yeah, go ahead. The short one. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Raji conquered the kingdom of heaven, and therefore when Indra, the heavenly king, begged Raji's son to return it, they refused. Because they had not taken the heavenly kingdom from Indra, but had inherited it from their father. They considered it their paternal property. Why then should they return it to the demigods? Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Indra, when Raji returned the kingdom to Indra, Indra said, no, you keep it.
No.
I'm afraid of the Daityas. And then Raji was ruling nicely. And after Raji's demise, his sons thought they inherited the father's kingdom. So they will become the next king of heaven. But you see, this is different, right? Every Manvantara, Indra especially is appointed. Indra is appointed by higher authorities, right? In each Manvantara, there is one Indra. It's not like, somebody just takes over. That is why when he is in trouble, even the Lord intervenes to protect the demigods, right? So anyway, but Indra let Raji keep, not let, he literally begged him to keep it. And now the sons, when after Raji died, gave up his body, now Indra is asking the sons, this is my kingdom, give it back to me. They say, no, this is our father's kingdom, and after our father, we will be the next king. So they were not going to return it. That's what happened. Next.
But that interest is not gone for Indra. You see, he was scared of Prahlad Maharaj, but he wants that kingdom, though. He has that feeling.
Yes. So demigods are not pure devotees. They are devotees, but they are not pure devotees. Mixed. Why mixed? They still have attachment to material things. But at the same time, they are obedient to the Supreme Lord. They are not against the Supreme Lord. Whereas the demons, they are attached to material things, but they are averse to Lord Vishnu. That's the difference between the Devas and Asuras.
That's why he's Prahlad Maharaj, I think.
Always between Asuras and Devas, there always fight. So yeah, he was afraid of Prahlad Maharaj. I'm just thinking because Prahlad Maharaj is a great devotee. So who can defeat Prahlad Maharaj? Text 15. Guruna huyamane gnau balabhit tanayan rajehe avadhid Hramshitan Margan Nakaschid Avasheshitaha. Narsimha Lila Chaitanya Prabhu.
Translation. Thereafter, Brihaspati, the spiritual master of the demigods, offered oblations in the fires so that the sons of Raji would fall from moral principles. When they fell, Lord Indra killed them easily because of their degradation. Not a single one of them remained alive.
Yes. So after this, after what? After the sons of Raji refused to give Indra the heavens, then Brihaspati, the guru of the demigods, he performed a yagya and he offered oblations in the fire so that the sons of Raji would fall from moral principles. Right? How somebody can remain on the seat of Indra? See, to become Indra, you should have so much pious credits. Even to become Lord Brahma, it is said for someone to be Lord Brahma, for 100 lifetimes, he should have lived perfectly according to Varnashram Dharma without even one discrepancy. 100% pakka according to Varnashram Dharma. When he lives like this for 100 lifetimes, then he'll become eligible to become Brahma. Similarly, to be Indra, the king of heaven, he should have performed 100 Ashwamedha Yagyas. Then he is eligible to become Indra. So what happens when you perform Ashwamedha Yagya? You are accumulating pious credits, punya. So for the sons of Raji to also be sitting on Indra's throne, they should also have, right, pious credits. That's why they are even able to sustain there. So because it actually Indra is the appointed officer, according to circumstances, he gave it to Raji. So now that Raji is not there, it should go back to Indra. But Raji's sons are thinking, no, this is our father's property. So what did Brihaspati do? He performed a yagya to make the sons of Raji fall from their moral principles. That means they will perform some sinful activity. As a result of the yagya, by the performance of yagya, by the effect of that yagya, now they will fall from their moral standards and they will perform some sinful activity. By that, they won't be eligible to sit on the throne of Indra. Like that. So thereafter, Brihaspati, the spiritual master of the demigods, offered oblations in the fire so that the sons of Raji would fall from moral principles. When they fell, so they actually did, Lord Indra killed them easily because of their degradation. So to defeat someone also, if somebody is very, very, I think in Bhagavad Gita we read this, right? Where do we read this? I think in Mahabharata. In Mahabharata we read this. Who is the most formidable enemy who cannot be defeated is one who is virtuous. One who is virtuous, right? You cannot defeat. That is the strength. That is the power. Not just having physical strength, but one who is virtuous. That's why the Pandavas were victorious, because they were virtuous, and Duryodhan was sinful. So Duryodhan could not win because he was sinful, but the Pandavas were virtuous. So when the sons of Raji fell from virtue, that means they became weak, and now Indra could easily kill them. But earlier, when they were very powerful, why were they powerful? Because they were virtuous. So he was not able to defeat. But now, by the yagya performed by Brihaspati, they fell from their position, and by that they became weak, and Lord Indra could easily kill all the sons of Raji. Not a single one of them remained alive. All 500 sons were killed. So then,
Mataji, example Bali Maharaj.
Yes, Mataji.
The example is when Bali Maharaj
satisfied Shukracharya.
Satisfied, yes. Satisfied, then no one can defeat him. And when he became angry, then only they could kill him.
Yes. When he served Shukracharya, that service to Guru, right? By that, he became so powerful. Not only that, first of all, by that service, he was able to please Guru, so he accumulated so much virtue by that. And in addition to that, Shukracharya being pleased by the service of Bali Maharaj, he also performed yajna to strengthen, right? He blessed him, made him so powerful. Mataji, Vindhyavali Mataji.
Yeah, but here, Brihaspati, being a guru, how can he help like that?
Because that is not their position, isn't it? That's why I was saying Indra is he's appointed by higher authorities. According to circumstances, at some point he let someone else take it. But that does not mean that even Bali Maharaj, when Bali Maharaj forcibly took over Indra's seat, it had to be returned to Indra. Bali Maharaj would become Indra in the next Manvantara. But this Manvantara, this Indra should be the ruler, you see. So then that's why whenever there is a discrepancy, then it has to be adjusted like that.
That's something surprising. Guru is helping. Of
Well,
course,
he is Guru of the demigods.
That's it. Of course, that's why.
Guru of the demigods. And Raji is not even a demigod. He's an earthly king. He's an earthly king. He's the descendant of Pururava.
Yeah.
So how he can sit on the throne of Indra? But he sat because Indra was begging him. So he was there like that. But it's not like now it became Raji's property, so his sons and grandsons, they will inherit heaven. It's not like that. But to remove them from there, to kill them, this yagya was performed. So now next, who is next? Mataji. Yeah, so Savarnani Mataji read. So Prabhuji, Suraj Spurti. Kushat pratihi kshatra vridhat Sanjayastat jayah tatah kritah kritasyapi jagye haryabalo nripaha. Suraj Spurti and Narsimha Leela. Chaitanya Prabhu are there.
Hare Krishna. From Kusha, the grandson of
Kshatravriddha
was born a son named Rati. The son of Rati was Sanjaya, and the son of Sanjaya was Jaya. From Jaya, Krita was born, and from Krita, King Haryabala.
Thank you. So again we are going to Kshatravriddha's descendants, because Kshatravriddha had several sons, right? We had 1 second, I'll just read out the names to you. Kshatravriddha's sons were his son was Suhotra, and Suhotra had 3 sons, Kashya, Kusha, and Gridsamada. So we read about Kashya's descendants, now Kusha's descendants. Okay, so Kusha. So Kusha's son is Prati's son is Sanjaya, Sanjaya's son is Jaya, Jaya's son is Krita, Krita's son is Haryabala. Next, Suhrid or Prabhuji. सहदेवस्ततो हीनो जयसेनस्तु तत्सुतः संकृतिस्तस्य च जयः क्षत्रधर्मा महारथः क्षत्रवृद्धान्वया भूपा इमे शृण्वथ नाहुषान्.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
The Bala became a son named Sahadeva. From Sahadeva came Hina. The son of Hina was Jayasena. The son of Jayasena was Sankrit. The son of Sankrit was the powerful and expert fighter named Jaya. These kings were the Shatra Vidya dynasty. Now let me describe to you the dynasty of Nahusha.
Purport.
The sons of Bhagavad and Bhakti Vedanta of the 17th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Dynasties of the Sons of Pururava.
Yeah. So Pururava had 6 sons, and of the first son had 5 sons, right? Nahusha, Kshatravridha, Raji, Rabha, Anena. So we saw the descendants of 4. We didn't see the descendants of Nahusha. So that's a whole chapter in itself, which we are going to read. Okay. We'll read this tomorrow. Actually, is Prabhuji there? Narsimhalila Chaitanya Prabhu is there?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so let me just read the summary and you can read the first. So we'll start with the next tomorrow. King Yayati regains his youth. This chapter gives the history of King Yayati, the son of Nahusha. Among Yayatis...
Mataji, I'm not able to hear you. Mataji.
You're not able to hear? Others are able.
We're not able to hear you.
Others are able to hear me?
We can hear you, Mataji.
Yeah.
You are able to
Mataji,
hear
yeah.
others?
Mataji, I can hear you, Mataji.
You can hear. Okay.
Sorry.
King Yayati regains his youth. This chapter gives the history of King Yayati, the son of Nahusha. Among Yayati's 5 sons, the youngest son, Puru, accepted Yayati's invalidity. So Nahusha is the son of Ayu. When Nahusha, who had 6 sons, was cursed to become a python, his eldest son Yati took sannyas, and therefore the next son Yayati was enthroned as king. By providence, Yayati married the daughter of Shukracharya. Shukracharya was a Brahmana and Yayati a Kshatriya, but Yayati married her nonetheless. Shukracharya's daughter named Devayani had a girlfriend named Sharmishta, who was the daughter of Rishaparva. King Yayati married Sharmishta also. The history of this marriage is as follows. Once Sharmishta was sporting in the water with thousands of her girlfriends, who is Sharmishta, the daughter of the king, and Devayani, who is the daughter of the Guru, king's Guru, Shukracharya. And Devayani was also there. When the young girls saw Lord Shiva seated on his bull with Uma, they immediately dressed themselves. But Sharmishta mistakenly put on Devayani's clothes. Devayani, being very angry, rebuked Sharmishta, who also became very angry and responded by rebuking Devayani and throwing her into a well. By chance, King Yayati came to that well to drink water, and he found Devayani and rescued her. Thus Devayani accepted Maharaj Yayati as her husband. Thereafter Devayani, crying loudly, told her father about Sharmishta's behavior. Upon hearing of this incident, Shukracharya was very angry and wanted to chastise Rishaparva, Sharmishta's father. Rishaparva, however, satisfied Shukracharya by offering Sharmishta as Devayani's maidservant. So the king is giving his daughter as a maidservant to his guru's daughter. Thus Sharmishta, as the maidservant of Devayani, also went to the house of Devayani's husband. When Sharmishta found her friend Devayani with a son, so now Sharmishta is a maidservant. Yes? So That means she would never get married now. She's there as a maid. So when Sharmishta found her friend Devyani with a son, she also desired to have a son. Therefore, at the proper time for conception, she also requested Maharaj Yayati for sex. When Sharmishta became pregnant also, Devyani was very envious. In great anger, she immediately left for her father's house and told her father everything. Shukracharya again became angry and cursed Maharaj Yayati to become old. But when Yayati begged Shukracharya to be merciful to him, Shukracharya gave him the benediction that he could transfer his old age and invalidity to some young man. Yayati exchanged his old age for the youth of his youngest son Puru, and thus he was able to enjoy with young girls. So that's this whole chapter. Now we'll read text 1. Narsimhalila Chaitanya Prabhu, please read. Sri Shuka Uvacha Yatir Yayatihi Samyatir Ayatir Vyatihi Kritihi Shad Ime Nahushasya San Indriyani Vadehinaha.
Hare Krishna. Sukadeva Goswami said, O King Parikshit, as the embodied soul has 6 senses, King Nahusha had 6 sons, named Yati, Yayati, Samyati, Ayati, Viyati, and Kriti. Thank you.
So this is the line. King Pururava had 6 sons. Yes, Ayu, Shrutayu, Satyayu, Jaya, Vijaya, Raya. Okay. So now we are reading about Ayu's sons, and Ayu had 5 sons. The first is Nahusha. Nahusha, Kshatravriddha, Anena, Raji, and Labha. Like that. So now we are reading Nahusha, about Nahusha. Nahusha had 6 sons. Nahusha had 6 sons. What are their names? Yati, Yayati, Samyati. Yati, Yayati, Samyati. Ayati, Viyati, Kriti. Okay, remember Nahusha's 6 sons. Yati, Yayati, Samyati. Ayati, Viyati, Kriti. So the next we will read tomorrow. And today, so Neelambari Radha Mataji read and Narsimhalila Chaitanya Prabhu's family read. Usha Mataji also read. So Priyanka Haripriya Mataji will read tomorrow, followed by Saujanya Mataji and Pragnya. Okay, I'm marking here. Okay, and I want to read Bhagavad Gita. We'll read the next verse. The last one that we read was Paryaptam, Aparyaptam, idam Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam Bhishmabhirakshitam. Paryaptam tvidam balam bhimabhirakshitam. That was the last verse we read. So there, what is Duryodhan telling Dronacharya? That he's saying that, so I told you both. So according to Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan, on's commentary, Duryodhana is saying, our strength is immeasurable because we are protected by the experienced Bhishma Dev, right? Whereas the Pandavas' strength is limited because they are only protected by Bhima, who's dull-headed, right? He only has physical strength, but he has no brains. So we are in a better position, according to Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, Aparyaptam means not sufficient, insufficient. Our strength is insufficient because we are protected by Bhishma. Why? Because Bhishma is Ubhaya Pakshapati. Ubhaya Pakshapati means he is partial to both, to us as well as to the enemy. Whereas Paryaptam Tudametesham, but their Pandava's strength is sufficient. Our strength is insufficient. Pandava's strength is sufficient. Why Pandava's strength is sufficient? Because they have Bhima as their leader. What is so special about Bhima? He is not Ubhaya Pakshapati. He is not thinking the Kauravas should also do well, we should also do well. He is thinking somehow or other I have to finish these Kauravas. He has only one focus, right? He is determined to destroy the enemy. Someone who has this type of zeal, he can win the battle. But if somebody is thinking, oh, let the enemy also live and let my people also live, how he will win the battle? So we are at a disadvantage, according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Duryodhana is saying we are at a disadvantage. So also this shows Duryodhana's diplomatic nature. So he is saying that Bhishma Dev is Ubhaya Pakshapati. That means he is not going to give us victory. He is not going to give us victory. So you should be ready, Dronacharya. He is preparing the next commander by saying this. Diplomacy. But at the same time, so we'll see the next verse, what he's going to say. And also another thing is he's weighing, right, the enemy's strength, right? And he's saying their strength is sufficient, right? Because they have that type of determination, that type of zeal to destroy the enemy. By saying this also, he is showing the downside of his own warriors on his side, and he's trying to, alert Dronacharya again in a very diplomatic way. So now the next verse, text 11. Please repeat. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avasthita bhishmamevabhirakshantu bhavantah sarva eva hi. All of you must now give full support to grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the phalanx of the army. What is he saying? Okay, let's read Srila Prabhupada's purport also. So all of you must now give full support to grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the phalanx of the army. I'll first explain it according to the commentary, and then we will read Srila Prabhupada's purport. Okay? So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, Bhishma Dev, so on the negative side, the previous verse is saying that because he is Ubhaya Pakshapati, so we won't get any victory, right? Because he is favorable to the enemy and he is favorable to us also. He wants them also to prosper. He wants us also to prosper. This is not a favorable quality when you enter into battlefield. That was said in the previous verse. But in this verse, he's saying that because he's a Ubhaya Pakshapati, he's not going to let us lose also. You see, it's not said that he's only favorable to the enemy. That would have been dangerous for the Kauravas. If he was simply favorable to the Pandavas, that means Kauravas will be destroyed because their commander is always favoring the enemy. But it's not like that. He wishes equally well, both the enemy as well as his own army. That means he is also wishing well for the Kauravas. He wants them also to prosper. So as long as he is the leader of the Kauravas, because he is also the well-wisher of the Kauravas. He is not going to let the Kauravas lose. It's another thing, he won't kill the enemy because he wants them, he's a well-wisher for the enemy. But because he's also our well-wisher, he won't let us lose. Whatever happens, we won't be defeated as long as Bhishma Dev is our commander-in-chief, because he won't let us lose. That's the point here. So then everyone should give full protection to Bhishma Dev. You forget fighting. All attention should be there simply to protect him. All attention should be given simply to protect Bhishma Dev. Then one may question, why, if Bhishma Dev is so powerful, you're so confident that he can give protection to our army, can't he protect himself? Why we all have to go and protect him? Somebody can say. So of course he doesn't need, he can protect himself. But the enemy, because they see that our strength is Bhishma, so they can, by trick, by cheating, they can come from behind and attack Bhishma. If that happens, while he's busy fighting in front, someone comes from behind and stabs him or kills him, then we'll be at great loss. So we must protect Bhishma Dev from behind. In front he's fighting anyway, but all of you must always give him full protection. Stay in your strategic points and give protection to Bhishma. That's what Duryodhana is saying. Because as long as Bhishma Dev is there, we will not lose the battle. Okay? All of you must now give full support to Grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the phalanx of the army. Purport. Duryodhana, after praising the prowess of Bhishma, so now he's praising, right, Bhishma Dev, further considered that others might think, now after saying this, everyone should now, okay, Duryodhana, after praising the prowess of Bhishma, what was the previous verse? We are protected. Our strength is unlimited because we are protected by Bhishma. It's because of Bhishma that we are protected. So you are following, right? I'm saying both Baladev Vidyabhushan's and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentaries. So according to Baladev Vidyabhushan's commentary, which is Srila Prabhupada's purport, our strength is unlimited because we are protected by Bhishma Dev. Yes? So if we are protected by, now what will Dronacharya think? Oh, so you think that it's only because of Bhishma you are protected. What's the need of all of us? We are just like puppets here. He may think, right? So Duryodhan, after praising the prowess of Bhishma, further considered that others might think that they had been considered less important. So in his usual diplomatic way, he tried to adjust the situation in the above words. He emphasized that Bhishma Dev was undoubtedly the greatest hero. Of course, he's great. I'm not changing what I said. He is the greatest hero. But he was an old man. So everyone must especially think of his protection from all sides. He might become engaged in the fight, and the enemy might take advantage of his full engagement on one side. Therefore, it was important that other heroes not leave their strategic positions and allow the enemy to break the phalanx. Duryodhan clearly felt that the victory of the Kurus depended on the presence of Bhishma Dev. He was confident of the full support of Bhishma Dev and Dronacharya in the battle. How was he confident? Because he well knew that they did not even speak a word when Arjun's wife Draupadi, in her helpless condition, had appealed to them for justice while she was being forced to appear naked in the presence of all the great generals in the assembly. Although he knew that the two generals had some sort of affection for the Pandavas, he hoped that these generals would now completely give it up as they had done during the gambling performances. So he's hoping that they will fully give themselves to me, Bhishma Dev and Dronacharya, like they did during the gambling match. That's why he was hopeful of the full support of Bhishma Dev and Dronacharya. Okay, now I'll read little bit of Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrita. Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita, continuation. Robert Nelson was like a slow, simple country boy with a homespun manner, even though he had grown up in New York City. He was 20 years old. He wasn't part of the growing hippie movement. He didn't take marijuana or other drugs, and he didn't socialize much. He was a loner. He had gotten some technical education at Staten Island Community College and had tried his hand at the record manufacturing business, but without much success. He was interested in God and would attend various spiritual meetings around the city. So one night he wandered into the Yoga Society to hear Dr. Mishra's lecture, and there he saw Prabhupada for the first time, Robert. Swami was sitting cross-legged on a bench. There was a meeting, and Dr. Mishra was standing up before a group of people. There were about 50 people coming there, and he talked on I am consciousness. Dr. Mishra talked and then gave Swami a grand introduction with a big smile. Swamiji is here, he said, and he swings around and waves his hand for a big introduction. It was beautiful. This was after Dr. Mishra spoke for about an hour. The Swami didn't speak. He sang a song. Afterward, I went up to him. He had a big smile, and he said that he likes young people to take to Krishna consciousness. He was very serious about it. He wanted all young people. So I thought that was very nice. It made sense. So I wanted to help. We stood there talking for about an hour. Mishra had a library in the back, and we looked at certain books Arjuna, Krishna, chariots, and things. And then we walked around. We looked at some of the pictures of Swamis on the wall. By that time, it was getting very late, and Prabhupada said, come back the next day at 10 to his office downstairs. So we will continue this reading tomorrow. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you so much for staying longer. All of you have a wonderful day in Krishna consciousness. I will see you tomorrow. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.